4 years ago. Mark Brewer, age 18. I phoned Lenny, who picked up on the second ring as I blurted out, "I've got a Ferrari. Can you check the VIN?" Lenny's angry voice shouted, "A Ferrari? Are you nuts? Wherever you are, get out of there." That was just like Lenny, always worried I was going to get busted. Lenny preferred to fill orders. He didn't want us stealing cars he couldn't move quickly. When he had an order to fill, he always gave the riskiest jobs to the guys he wasn't attached to on his crew. Those jobs paid the best, but I had to force my way onto those crews. I grinned into the phone. "You're telling me that if I bring it to your shop, you won't give me 10 large for it?" Barking his answer back. "How am I supposed to move that?" Ignoring his question, I said, "Just run the VIN so I know who I'm stealing from." Lenny sighed heavy into the phone. "Fine. Read it to me." I read Lenny the vehicle ID number, watching the alleyway in case another set of headlights emerged. The seconds ticked slowly. Finally, he came back on the line. "You're in luck. Registered to a Reginald Black." Reggie Black? The tight end here in town? Looks like it. I had hit the jackpot. Sports figures were almost always legitimate with their finances. If I took this car, I'd only have to contend with the police. A posse of criminals wouldn't be after me. Reggie would turn it into his insurance company, and by the time he got his check, this ride would have a new VIN and title and be untraceable. Elated, I asked, "So, 15 minutes? You'll take it off my hands?" He blew out another heavy sigh. "You get busted. I don't know you." "I'm not going to get busted. 15 minutes, okay?" "You disabled the tracking?" I rolled my eyes. He must have thought I woke up on the stupid side of the bed. "Yes, it's already disconnected and smashed." Another sigh echoed through the phone. "Take it to the 2nd Street shop. I'll tell them you're coming." Trying not to sound like a kid who just got a later bedtime, I shouted, "You're the best!" I was committed. This was the first time I'd driven a car that cost more than most houses. In 15 minutes, I'd have $10,000 in my pocket and bragging rights for the next decade. I'd never asked Lenny any details about how he moved the cars he got, but I knew he had a guy on the inside at the Department of Motor Vehicles who could create a VIN for any car. All I had to do was drive it 3 miles on a Saturday night. I eased into the car, sat in the soft leather seat, crossed the wires to override the ignition circuit, and felt the engine grumble to life. Easing the car out of the lot, I spied a set of headlights at the mouth of the alley. I flashed my headlights, letting the other driver know I was coming through. The driver attempting to enter through the narrow alley held tight at the entrance to give me plenty of room to get past. I was sweating bullets as I approached the large SUV. The valet couldn't see me through the windshield. My lights were aimed at him. He had no reason to believe I was a thief. I wish I'd planned this better, wearing the same dorky uniform all these guys were sporting. It was too late for that now. It was dark, and with any luck, he wouldn't see any more than a glimpse of me as I passed him. At the point where my headlights were no longer shining directly on him, I gave it some gas and accelerated out of the mouth of the alleyway and onto the street. The light at the end of the block was green. It was my lucky day. I made a right at the next block, then a left at the following intersection. My eyes were trained on the rearview mirror. No one followed me. 5 minutes into my 15-minute drive, I breezed through a yellow light near the industrial district. Lenny pounded it into us that most thieves were caught because they were scared and drew attention to themselves. As I sped through the yellow light, I silently chastised myself. I had barely cleared the intersection when cherries were flashing at me from behind. Damn! My heart began picking up speed in my chest. I could punch it and be going 60 miles per hour in less than 3 seconds. No way could a patrol car catch me. But could I outrun his radio? I felt my grin spread wide. Yes, I was pretty sure I could outrun his radio too. I turned off the headlights and stomped my foot to the floor, sped around the first corner I came to, and took another right as soon as I hit a second intersection. The red lights were nowhere in sight when I tucked in behind a warehouse and stopped the car. With the headlights off, I pushed the dimmer button on the dash to try to black out the interior too. I held my breath as if the act of filling my lungs were somehow a signal fire for police. A squad car eased past the street where I was parked in the shadows. His spotlight shined directly on me. Busted. I slammed the car into reverse as the tires squealed away from the cop whose face just registered that he had found me. I turned my headlights on, shoved the car into first, and was headed for the main street. My head swung wildly from left to right, looking for a place to dump the car if I couldn't shake this guy in the next 30 seconds. I got on the throttle and was ready to spin around a corner when a second squad car blocked my egress and a third car in pursuit was closing in. Lenny's words played in my head. "You get caught? I don't know you."